Hi everyone. Today I'm going to record our lesson a little bit different for Monday, May 11th, because I want to be able to show you how to use a few of the tools on ALEKS. And so I'm going to have my computer open into one of the ALEKS problems for today to show you this. So number one, so I won't have my Apple Pencil kind of going around, but I will be able to show you a few other things. A zoo has some new exhibits. In a survey, 2,400 zoo attendees are asked to choose their favorite. The results are shown in the following table. So A, find the percentage for each type of animal. So it gives you elephant, panda, tiger, but not bonobo, I guess. And then the number of zoo attendees, 216, 264, 1176, and 774. So then it wants to know what is the percentage for each animal. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you take this 2,400 number and then put each of these numbers into it. And these problems have the calculator, which is nice. So I'm going to open that up, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, for elephant, I'm going to find their percentage first. So I always want to put the number for the animal and then the overall total, which is 2,400. So I'm going to do 216 divided by 2,400 equals 0.09. So if I do 0.09, remember when you do a percentage that you're always moving your decimal 2 spots to the right. So it'd be like 1, 2. So it would be 9% for the elephant. So then we'll do that again for the panda. So we'll go 264 divided by the 2,400. And that equals 0.11. So if I move my decimal over 2 spots to the right, it's 11%. Okay, then next I will do the tiger, which is 1176, and divide that by the overall 2,400. And that is 0.49, which, moving the decimal 2 spots to the right, is 49%. And last, the bonobo, and it is 744 divided by 2,400, which is, moving the decimal 2 spots to the right, 31%. Okay. So now I have all of those numbers. Then my next thing that it wants me to do in here is to adjust this graph for each of those. So, and it shows me what each of these means. So for elephant, it wants me to put the percentage that the elephant is, and I can move. So the blue color should be the percentage of the elephant. So it needs to be 9%. So I just want to click on the little arrow, and I'm going to move it till the blue box says 9% and leave it at that. Okay. Then next, the panda needs to be 11%, and the panda is this purplish color. So we're going to move the panda to 11%. These were the reasons I wanted to show you video record this lesson this way. Okay, then next, the tiger is 49% and he's green. So we want to grab the arrow and we're just going to move it to 49%. And then hopefully, if I did all the other ones right, then the last one, the bonobo on this example would be right. And it is 31% and 31%. Then I can check my answer, and good, it was correct on that. So hopefully you followed those steps on how I got the percentages and then what I did with the graph. Okay, let's look at the next one. So the next one, a survey asked 250 students to choose their favorite type of movie. The results are shown in the following table. Find the percentage of each type of movie. So again, we're doing the same thing. We know that we have this total 250, and we're going to take each of these numbers for action, comedy, drama, thriller, and find a percentage of each of those. So I'm going to open up my calculator, and the first one I'm going to take is I'm going to take the 85 and divide it by that total, 250, and I get 0.34. So if I move my decimal 2 spots to the right to get the percent, it's 34%. Okay, then next I'm going to do comedy, which was 20, and I'm going to divide it by the 250, which is 0.08. So if I move it 2 to the left, or 2 to the right again, that would be 8%. Okay, then next, the next one is drama, 45. So I'm going to take 45 and divide it by 250. And that is 0.18. So moving the decimal 2 to the right is 18%. And then last, thriller is 100. So take 100, divide it by 250, and I get 0.4, which if I move the decimal 2 on here, you got to be careful with this one that you don't think it's 4%. If I move the decimal twice, there would be a 0 there. So it's actually 40%. Okay, so then remember my next step is to make my graph here kind of go along with these. So it tells me the action is blue. So I need to click the arrow on the action one and move it. I'm actually going to make it a little bigger because I need it to be 34%. Okay, the next comedy is this purple maroon color, and it's 8%. So I'm going to click the arrow right here and move it down to 8%. Then next, the drama is green and it's 18%. So I'm going to click my arrow and move it down to 18%. And then last, hopefully this one should be right if I did all the other ones right, and it is. The thriller was 40% and I have 40% there. And then I can go ahead and check it. And it was right again. So let's look at the next one. Okay, this one is a little bit different as well that I wanted to show you. So the table below shows the number of miles run and the number of phone calls made yesterday by each of 7 people. Create a scatter plot for the data. So it gives me, it says number of miles, 3, number of phone calls, 9, 5, 4, 7, 12, 8, 3. So you see it gives me these different data. And a scatter plot is just when I'm just going to plot each of those data points on my graph below. And you can tell that the graph is labeled on the axes. The Y is number of phone calls. So that would go along with this category, number of phone calls. And the X is number of miles, which would go along with this side. So, and you want to make sure you get your pencil on here to plot. So the first one I want to plot is the number of miles, so that's the bottom, is 3, and the number of phone calls is 9. So I do that and put a dot right there, which is just clicking your mouse pad for that. Okay, then the next one is the number of calls was 5, or the number of miles is 5, and the number of phone calls is 4. So I just kind of want to go see how I'm at 5 right here because it doesn't say 5, but it's in between 4 and 6. So I can tell that's 5. So then I have 5 and 4, and I click a dot there. The next one is 7 and 12. So 7 miles and 12 phone calls. And I put a dot there. And you just have to make sure, like, I like that it gives you these lines to follow, but just make sure that you end up with the point at the right x-axis and y-axis. Okay, then the next one is 8 and 3, right there. And the next one is 11 and 7, right there. And the next one is 12 and 8. And the next one is 14 and 14, right there. Okay, so, and that's all you have to do when you graph a scatter plot. So then I can go ahead and, hopefully I didn't mess it up when I did that. Go ahead and check it. Let's see, so then I was correct on that, and that's all you have to do on that one. And then let's look at our last one. And it says, the table below shows the amount of rainfall and the temperature at noon in each of 6 cities. Create a scatter plot for the data. So again, it's giving me one column with the amount of rainfall and one with the temperature. And then if I look at my graph, it tells me that my y-axis is the temperature, so that would be these numbers, and my x-axis is the amount of rainfall, which is these. So again, I just want to go ahead and graph those. So I'm going to click on the pencil part, and my first one, the amount of rainfall is 1, and the temperature is 13. So I'm going to be at 1 and 13 and put a dot there. Okay, the next one is at 3 and 10 and put a dot there. The next one is at 6 and 8 and put a dot there. And the next one is at 8 and 5 and put a dot there. And 9 and 3 and 10 and 2. Okay, so then I've plotted all those points, and then I can just go ahead and check to see if I got it right, and I did. So that is all of an example of each of the types of problems that you'll get on this assignment. Remember, you can always come over here and click for a worked example if you need to, and it will help walk you through what to do. And you can always use this video as a help, and then if you really get stuck, you could always take a screenshot of your question and email me, and I would gladly help you out. But anyway, good luck with this and have a good day.